Now, you seem to have a lot of non-Malay friends. You're known to visit your non-Malay friends during their festivals, during their hard times and all that.
Why you think UMNO members, they do not have non-Malay friends?
Yeah, sometimes it's some kind of perception out there. These UMNO guys. They are.
That is all perception. Definitely, as UMNO members, as UMNO Supreme Council member, of course, there's a lot of statement made by us portraying that we are protecting the Malay rights, we are protecting the whatever in the constitution, Islam as the religion of the federation.
Right. Like
we are protecting the rights of the Majlis Raja-Raja, the rulers.
Right.
And definitely people will have that kind of perception as if we are only having Malay friends. It's not true.
Right.
Even during school days, I have many Chinese and Indian friends.
Right.
And every year during Chinese New Year, during Deepavali, I will go to their house.
Right. And I think you still do. We can see some of your postings in Facebook.
Yeah.
That you visit them, and they're very happy to receive you. It's like, they're family friends. Yeah.
Definitely. They will also prepare Muslim food for us.
Yeah, right.
Because we understand each other. That is very important.
Over the years, it has been proven that under UMNO BN, we had perpaduan, we had unity actually.
Yes.
The Kerajaan Perpaduan today is actually a reflection of UMNO BN at one point in time.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that statement?
Definitely. In fact, even Dato Sri Najib, I can say that he is one of the most moderate UMNO president.
Right.
In 2018,
right,
he was rejected by the non-Malays.
Yes.
And for me, it's a great loss because I consider him as someone who is very moderate and someone who took a very good care of the non-Malays.
Yes.
The blueprint for the Indians is during his time.
That's right.
He even offered to recognize UEC during his tenureship, but our manifesto was rejected by the public at that time.
Right.
We live in harmony and we prospered during the 61 years of BN government, not because we have a Bumiputra government. Of course, UMNO is the main party at that time.
Right.
But at that time, we got the support of the Chinese, Indian, Kadazan, Dusun, Lumbawang, Dayak.
Right.
Because at that time, the non-Malays vote delivered by MCA, MIC, Gerakan.
Right.
But this time around, we have to understand that 97% of the Chinese vote goes to Pakatan Harapan.
Right.
Last election. 90% of the Indian votes goes to Pakatan Harapan.
Sure.
Meaning, if you want a stable government, you got to have two-third majority.
Right.
If you have two-third majority, you have a stable government, then only the investor will come in. Then only you can improve our currency.
That's right.
Then only you can have a better index of Bursa Saham Kuala Lumpur.
Right.
Then only you can have a better growth. Then only you can reduce the unemployment rate.
Right.
And you can reduce the crime rate. And when you have good foreign direct investment,
right,
who will benefit?
Of course, the rakyat.
Yes, the rakyat will benefit, but which rakyat will benefit more? Definitely the 70% of our Bumiputra.
That's right.
The perception that we Malays must unite to take care of the Malays is actually wrong. If you unite only among the Malays, without the Chinese, Indian, and the rest, I tell you, the Malays will suffer. Because why? Because when we have better foreign direct investment, we have better performance of our key economic index, then only it will benefit the rakyat, and 70% of this Bumi Putra will benefit most. But if let's say you have a Bumi Putra government like what is done by the backdoor government of Muhiyidin Yassin,
Okay.
That's why he got to hand it over to Ismail Sabri. During Ismail Sabri tenureship also, when we force him to dissolve the parliament, at the end of the day, he have to dissolve the parliament.
Right.
If let's say we do not have this Akta Anti-Lompat Party,
right,
after the general election, the 15th general election, let's say after stealing 10 MPs from UMNO
right,
and BN, Muhyiddin managed to be the prime minister with only 115 seats.
Okay.
What will happen to the country? Only an extra 1 seat compared to during his tenancy as the prime minister and Ismail Sabri tenancy as the prime minister. Only an extra 1 seat. Will that be a stable government? Definitely no. Okay. And what will happen to our country?
Right.
You just imagine when he was the prime minister, when UMNO threatened to pull the support, he closed the parliament.
Right.
By doing this PKP. And after that, he declared emergency.
Right.
You want that to happen again? Who suffers most? The Malays. But I really don't understand. All these people, especially the Malays, they suffer during Muhyiddin tenureship as the prime minister. Our economic sector sometimes is closed, sometimes is open, then closed again. When he got threatened by the UMNO MPs, he closed it again. People lost all their saving
during COVID. Yeah.
During COVID, and then during our tenureship as the government,
right,
61 years, never ever the public request to withdraw their EPF. Never.
Right.
But during Muhyiddin, this thing happened. And it's not only once. We allow them to withdraw EPF 4 times. And yet their problem is not solved. And yet there are so many people, at the end of the day, they opted to borrow from this Along.
Right.
When they are being chased by the Along, during Muhyiddin's tenureship as the prime minister, the number of people committed suicide increased by 143%.
Wow.
But during the 15th general election,
right,
you can see that some are being bribed with 350 ringgit in Terengganu, some in Pago with 500 ringgit, in Larut 1,000 ringgit.
That's a lot of money.
At the end of the day, 4.2 million Malay voters voted for Perikatan Nasional again. They forgot about what happened during the tenureship of Muhyiddin.